Good morning, people. Namaste. So, it occurred to me that I was lurking in a chat the other day, and someone asked, how do you meditate when you're ADHD? So, it occurred to me that unless you have a Buddha or a monk to teach you how to do yoga properly, how would you know? It's one of the few things they don't teach. I think they want to keep that under their belt so they have something to offer. But I also think there's a lot of people out there who need to meditate desperately. They need to quiet that ego mind that rules them and makes them suffer, you know? First off, let me go back. You are not your ego thoughts. You're not. You're the awareness behind them. You are the being, the soul behind them. Those thoughts are a program that runs for your survival, basically. That's what it does. It labels everything, and it brings up every bad experience you've ever had whenever you're in that same situation. So it's warning you for your survival. It's also very negative. It always brings up the bad. It doesn't bring up the good, usually, unless you pointedly think about it. So once you've realized you are not those thoughts, you can stop them. And that's when you can hear from spirit. When you finally stop those thoughts from running rampant through your mind nonstop. So-and-so did this. I gotta go here. I got an appointment. I'm gonna be late. What's my boss gonna say? Blah, 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 blah. You know, those thoughts run nonstop, and you can stop them. You can stop them just by being in the present moment, you know, and learning to meditate when you're ADHD is not hard at all if you know a few tricks. So today I'm going to tell you a few of the tricks of the trade. Yes, I'm smoking. I don't care. So when you sit down to meditate, or you don't have to sit in the yoga position. There is a really loud airplane going over. It's those jets from the Air Force Base. Or I mean the Army Air Force Base. Hurry up, go by. They are so annoying. Sorry about that. Anyway, when you sit down to meditate and your thoughts won't stop, put yourself in the present moment. Shut your eyes and feel the breeze on your skin. Literally feel your skin so that you're feeling the hairs move and the wind touching you. And if there is no wind, take your fingers and just rub the tips together and feel from each fingertip. Go back and forth. Feel what this finger is feeling, and then feel what this finger is feeling. And you go back and forth just like this. And you can even do that when you sit in the yoga pose, because your hands are, you know, held like this, you know, whatever. So you can sit there and do that. No one will ever notice. And feel for a minute. And if you try it right now, you'll realize that while you were feeling, you weren't thinking. Your brain literally stops to feel. So when you're sitting down to meditate and your mind won't shut up, feel the breeze on your skin, rub your fingertips together, look at the birds or a flower or a tree. It's so much easier to meditate in nature. I kid you not. Get out and sit down on the ground. It's the best way to meditate. You're connecting your root chakra to the Mama Earth, and you're grounding yourself whether you know it or not, and that'll help you meditate. And being in the present moment, listening to the birds, listening to all the noises around you, even if it's cars and trucks, you're listening so your brain stops thinking. So that's how you can get those moments to start, by being in the present moment when you sit to meditate. And when you start to notice, the more you do it, it becomes easier and easier to stop that rampant ADHD brain. I kid you not, I'm ADHD. I've been meditating for, I don't know, probably 10 years, maybe. But I'm at the point now where my thoughts are my soul's thoughts. They're not the rampant ego mind anymore. It doesn't run on and on and on. It doesn't judge everything, which is what your ego mind does. It judges everyone. Everything you see, it labels, it judges immediately. And once you get into a practice of meditating, just try it for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes at a park every other day. You'll notice that the spaces of quiet get bigger and bigger. It's those spaces in between the thoughts that you're looking for. And once you start meditating and you stop to feel and hear and see and experience the dirt under your toes, wiggle your toes in the dirt and feel it. All those things, whenever you're feeling or hearing or seeing, your brain stops thinking. So that's the easiest way to train your brain to stop thinking so you can meditate. Get in the present moment and then just be. Pretend you're part of the ground. Pretend you're a tree. Just sit there and observe as long as you can without thinking. And after a while, you'll get good at it, and that's when spirit will start to talk to you. You'll hear things from spirit, especially if you ask. The angels and your guides, they're all right there ready to help you, but if you don't ask, they can't really do much. So when you're sitting in that meditative state, think of one thing before you start, one intention. Help me with finances. But then don't think of it while you're meditating. Put it back out of your mind. That's your intention. And then go in to try and meditate. And 5 minutes in a park one day, within a week, you'll be doing 10 minutes. You'll love it. You'll love it. It quiets your mind, puts you in the present moment. And without that past garbage flooding in your brain all the time, you'll find peace. Peace. I kid you not. And after a long time, when you've finally quieted that ego mind to only serve you and not necessarily run you, because it normally makes you suffer. That's all it does. It makes you suffer. So once you've quieted that, the peace, it's just what Jesus was talking about. The peace that surpasses understanding will settle in you, and everything makes sense. Once you realize we're all here just to learn, there's no heaven, there is no hell. There's heavenly realms, but there is no heaven like the churches preach. There is a heavenly realm, which is just another dimension that we can't see. It's not like a place you go. It's right here, right now, in a different dimension. So what you constantly worry about, what somebody thinks about you, or whether you're doing a good job, or all those stupid little naggy worries, let them go. Ignore them. Just say, no, I don't feel that today. I'm happy today. Tell your brain, no, that's not how I'm thinking today. And pretty soon those thoughts don't pop up quite so often. They really don't. And you will slowly find absolute, utter peace. I kid you not, people. I kid you not. So that's how you can meditate when you're ADHD is you distract the ego mind by coming into the present moment, feeling, hearing. Do you hear those birds? He's just going crazy. I can hear the cars. I can feel the breeze on my skin. I can feel the earth. I can almost feel the earth moving just slightly. It's not solid, stable. We're flying through space, folks. I can almost feel the earth. I think because I've been rooted here for a little while. Been grounding, seriously, grounding myself. But I wanted to say something else. Someone asked me the other day, when did I know I could, hear from Metatron, or when did I know I was psychic? Which I'm not. I don't think I'm psychic. I think I'm psycho. But I just wanted to say a few words about that. So, when I was in my teens, I had visions, and they were nightmares. They weren't happy visions. They were all nightmares in my eyes as a young teen, because they were visions of people I knew passing away. And after 2 or 3 years of this, someone mentioned to me that smoking pot stops you from having dreams. And so I tried it, and I've been doing it ever since, because I do not want to know when my friends are going to pass away ahead of time. I do not need to know that. It didn't do me any good. It just made me miserable. I was walking through the high school one day, and time stopped for me, and my friend, who was actually someone I'd kind of dated for 1 or 2 dates, we were just kind of friends, was walking towards me, and time stood still. Everything was going on around us. All the kids were walking down the halls, but him and I stood there looking at each other, and I knew, and I'd never had one while I was awake. I'd never seen anything like that while I was awake, and it broke my heart. It actually broke my heart to know. And we weren't speaking. We were just talking telepathically and looking at each other. He stood about 4 feet, 5 feet away from me, and we just stood there and looked at each other. And he said, "I'm leaving tonight." And I said, "I know." And he said, "I'm taking my motorcycle and my friend Corey, we're gonna take off for California." I said, "Okay, love you, take care," and he passed away that night. And as a 15-year-old, maybe 16, that was not something I needed in my life. I couldn't handle it. It broke my heart. So I blocked it for years. I blocked it. I'm almost 60. So, and I still block it to this day. I don't want to know. But that didn't stop Metatron from coming through as my spirit guide. And because I reached out to my guides, which is what everybody needs to do, just reach out to your guides, your family members who've passed over. They're there helping. They're your guides. Your higher self is there. Your angels, there's angels there. All you have to do is ask for help, and they'll help you with anything at all. I have a parking lot angel. I seriously do. My mother cackles every time we go out to lunch because I have a parking lot angel, and I say it before we get there, and there's always a spot right up front for us, which is awesome. My mom doesn't walk all that well, so that is awesome, and I love my parking lot angel. But there's all kinds of angels and guides that are there to help you, but you must ask. Just ask them. Sit there while you're meditating and say, help me, talk to me, speak to me, open my crown chakra so I can speak to you, open my third eye so I can see. Anything they'll help you with, especially illness, and I don't know about you, but I know where miracles come from. They come from our angels. So if you need a miracle, ask an angel. Any angel. Just ask the angels. And if you want to ask an angel in particular, ask Archangel Metatron. He basically passes on the words that need to be passed on to the other archangels, and they'll pass that on. You'll have angels. I kid you not, people. I kid you not. I've had Archangel Michael watching over my youngest son for 32 years. 32 years. He's kept him safe, and I won't go into his life, but that in itself is a miracle from Michael. Thank you, Archangel Michael. And if you want to connect with any archangel, just look up their name and talk to them. There's a lot of them. There's like, I don't know, 9 or 10 archangels. Anyway, they have names. The other angels, we don't know their names necessarily. So if you want to talk to a certain angel, ask one of the archangels. They'll send you an angel. Or 10,000. I used to, every time I paraglide, which I've crashed just once, really, really nasty. But every time I paraglide, I ask for 10,000 angels to hold up my wing. And I'm still here to this day, which is a miracle in itself, people. So anyway, that's enough of that for now. I hope that helps you. I know I'm ADHD, both my children are, and I've tried to teach them over the years to meditate. They're kids, they do what they want, so you have to learn to let the little birdies leave the nest. You do. All right, people. Namaste.